Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. I've got another tarot reading. So I'm just doing what I'm told. I was called to use this particular deck, which is the Golden Universal Tarot. It's one of my favourites to use. Don't know what the message is. Oh. And this is not a continuation of the previous readings, like it's not meant to be anyway. It's an end of like leadership structures, government systems, kind of like hierarchies that we know. Yeah, it's like a complete end to current systems and leadership structures. Where's my eyebrow itching? Hope you're doing well. I'm Hannah. Thanks for being here. Yeah, so energy's in flux at the moment. The situation's in flux as there's all this change. That's the truth. So there's just people feeling imbalanced and unstable. Wowza. So this is God. This is God doing this, and you can already see that because we've got the Tower, which all the major arcanas is when the divine is on the case, and it's not like the people on the earthly plane. And then we were one with and the Hierophant and the Emperor. Yeah, because balance and peace was needed. So it's been brought down. It's being brought. Look, if you can look at the wand, it's like the energy's being brought down. Brought down from the ethers, and it's balanced. It's complete and it's whole and it's balanced. Is there anything else you want to tell me? Is there anything else you want to tell me? I'm not taking that. Is there anything else you want to tell me? Wowza. Is there anything else you want to tell me? God. Sorry, that card might get flagged, but oh well, YouTube. It's only a few bombs. Yeah. Yeah, it's karma because like on the I'm not going to show it again, but on the Judgment card there's like a family. There's like a woman, a man and a baby, And then there's like God up above with his like trumpet, and or like an angel. I don't know. The angel on this one looks like a woman, but like maybe it's Archangel Michael. And then I don't know, like, to be honest, like in the tarot they all look androgynous, I think. Like all the faces look androgynous in some sort of way. Like the Temperance, that's definitely an androgynous face. Look at that there, that's androgynous. I'll show you the angel, that's an androgynous face. Maybe not the Hierophant and the Emperor. Oh my god. Just energy release. That's androgynous. Anyway, that brings me on to the fact that energy is not really it's not anything to do with gender. It's just energy. And I don't know your situations. You know your situations. So don't be a vampire. Apply the message responsibly to your situations. Oh yeah, so on the judgment card there's a family. It's like a woman and a man and a kid. And it's almost like that balance of having families and stuff needs to be restored. Like family dynamics. There's been some sort of disturbance with family dynamics. Yeah, it's been creating poverty. There's something to do with poverty for families. Keeping people bound and stuck and not able to move. So the system that's changing is what was one that was keeping people bound and stuck and not able to move. And breaking up families. It was breaking up families. It was causing problems that were causing lots of social problems. Something's changing fast. There's going to be something's moving fast. There's going to be some fast what? Yeah. Fast action to kind of go from families feeling desolate and abandoned and neglected and impoverished to feeling abundant again. You can see here there's like families with like pets and everyone's looking happy and together, and that's the aim of the game. Anything else you want to tell me? Confirmation. Anything else you want to tell me? Anything else you want to tell me? Anything else you want to tell me about the Tower and the Ten of Swords? Anything else you want to tell me about the Tower and the Ten of Swords? That literally just slipped out. Like, it's almost like the card just like slid out. I don't know if people saw it. There's going to be like some sort of communication about the change. Why's my ear itching? My ear on the right side. might be some passionate communication about the change. Anything you want to tell me about? Anything else you want to tell me about the Hierophant? The Knight of Pentacles. So the changes, the system changes are going to be long term. Anything you want to tell me about? What's that one? Emperor. Yeah, so it's going to be long term to generate wealth. Anything else you want to tell me? And like with this as well, like the money's in the hand. So it's almost like people able to have money in their hands again. Something about that. Or something significant about abundance related to people being able to have money in their hands. So there might be something to do with actually like all of this changes around moving to digital currencies and things like that. What's the two? I don't really know what maybe that's the message, that there's the system changes will be long term, and it will affect people being able to have money in their hands. There's an expectation that this will, like, you know, promote fertility and abundance and growth, and something as well about making sure that women are protected as well. Like having nurturing leaders and protecting, making sure that women become leaders. What's the Two of Pentacles? Was there anything else on the Two of Pentacles? Excuse me, I'm just transmuting. Was there anything else on the... There was some people in the way that was affecting the decision making. There was some interference by other people that had affected the decision making up to this point. Is there anything you want to tell me about the Queen of Swords was a confirmation card of the truth. But is there anything else you want to tell me about the truth? Anything you want to tell me about the truth? Anything you want to tell me about the truth? Anything you want to tell me about the truth? So this system change is gonna take into account love, as opposed to just like only money. It will provide like emotional fulfillment, and there is like heart at the center of these really major system changes. Anything you want to tell me? Oh my god. I'm honestly just transmuting energy, just don't mind me. What is the Temperance and the Magician? Anything else on the Temperance and the Magician? Yeah, there's plans. So like this has been brought down from above, but now the plans are being laid on Earth, on the physical plane. Anything you want to say about the judgment card? I'm not going to take that. I didn't see it, and it flipped back. All the cards are doing backflips. That might be in relation to like backflipping to and froing. That might be a message. The plans there might be to and froing about the plans. But there's a lot's been exposed. Like the plans will expose. A lot's been exposed, and then the plans are going to address like a lot of issues that have been exposed around, you know, the damage to families and trying to get cohesion back in family units, because people have been living in fear and isolation because of poverty. This is going to make me cry. It just feels a bit yeah, because breaking up families is like, karmically speaking, and you know, and kind of like damaging stability within families is like one of the worst things you can do in the eyes of God. So if this is actually being addressed, and it's actually people have brought it up and want to tackle it and stuff like within society, because like people in poverty aren't, like, statistically they're not likely to have successful families. It requires like someone to break the mold, but then it shouldn't really be a mold like the government system or whatever this big system is. It looks like a government system, to be honest, but like the systems shouldn't it shouldn't be built for everybody to be a person that breaks the mold, because the system is set up for the majority of people to live like this and have broken families. Like, people need to be thinking in the future about the long-term effects, because poverty is like the biggest driver for ill health and reduced life expectancy and things. Like where I live, like in one conurbation which is more affluent compared with the conurbation with one area in the conurbation that's more affluent compared with another area that's like the least affluent, I think it's like 10 to 15 years difference of life expectancy. So that's a lot. And then obviously when you have a lot of poverty, you have a lot of like there's a lot more like indicators for ill health. So people are more likely to have long-term conditions like heart failure and diabetes, and then obviously like be more dependent on the system and things, and it doesn't drive independence. So I think there's the massive shifts come like really fast and like drastically, because systems really aren't built to support a whole population being driven into those sorts of situations. Like, people are supposed to progress. So yeah, there's been like an acknowledgement of people being in isolation and people living in fear because of lack of resources. Anything you want to tell me about the devil? Anything else you want to tell me about the devil? Anything else you want to tell me about the devil? Anything else you want to tell me about the devil? Yeah, so the old system was like a bit emotionally volatile. It was like there was people who were like emotionally volatile behind it. There wasn't really much rationality behind the setup, and it was all kind of like driven on short term, just like the mood of the feeling of the day, like whichever way the wind blows, which is a bit like gambling. So I don't know, I'm getting gambling. I don't know why. And can you tell me more, please? Can you tell me more? Can you tell me more? What's this? Tell me about the King of Cups, please. I don't know if I'm taking all them, because that's a lot. Yeah, there was crimes. In the past, there was crimes done to leave people in a state of despair. And it was done by leaders who were like emotionally not right. They were playing on people's emotions. Instead of leading with heart and, from a place of stability. I'm going to take them. Sorry, God. It's a bit moody then. What's the 8 of Wands, please? Anything else on the 8 of Wands? Anything else on the 8 of Wands? Anything else on the 8 of Wands? This reading really was like, I feel like crying. Because it just, especially like as a Palestinian, when around the world, it just feels like there's no good leaders. There's no good leaders with heart that actually, are in governments or in those, in politics or in that kind of arena to actually care about the people. Yeah, so this transformation, this is a system transformation. Look, this fast action to create system transformation. There's partnerships being put together now to work on it. I really do feel like I'm really holding back the tears. And like I don't know if I'm just like I am really disillusioned with leaders as a Palestinian. And it doesn't really feel like there's like I said, there's good leaders out there. But there are passionate leaders out there. There are. As I was saying that, the King of Wands comes out. There are passionate leaders out there. Anything else you want to tell me? Anything else you want to tell me about the 10 of Pentacles? The 8 of Swords. What? Anything else you want to tell me about the 10 of Pentacles? That's a lot. Actually, let me ask again. Can I get another card to go with the 8 of Swords? The Page of Swords. so that it's gonna help people that have been feeling trapped. There's going to be like communication about getting people out of feeling trapped, and that's kind of, I don't want to thingy. Yeah, and that's going to get people moving away from like situations that don't serve them, and where they're kind of just like left surrounded by like people that aren't the right help, for example, or you know, people that aren't really helping them to get to like a thriving place in society. Yeah, so there's commitment towards this. There's a real commitment to actually want to see society back to this, back thriving again. Oh, this is not the reading that I was expecting. I don't know what I was expecting. I just knew that I got told to get this deck. Yeah, well, the burdens are going to be lifted. The burden's going to be lifted. Is there anything else, or is it the end? Is there anything else? Is there anything else you want to tell me about these crimes? These crimes. That things are going to be put right. So whatever crimes have been done in the past that have caused, you know, despair and vulnerability, like whoever's affected is going to go from feeling empty to full. I think that's it. Is there anything else? Anything I missed? Anything I missed? Yeah, there's been a lot of people struggling. A lot of struggle. Is there anything I missed? Is there anything I missed? To be honest, I didn't really miss that, but is there anything I've missed? Yeah, so it's going to go from struggle to peace. To be honest, God, I didn't really miss that, so I don't know what you're just confirming, aren't you? I think it's the end of the message, guys. I think it's my cue to not go round in circles. Thanks for watching, and yeah, do the 3 things, and see you in the next video. I don't know what's going on here, but if it's tarot, it's tarot. I'm just going with it. It's nighttime here, so for people who are heading to sleep well, and hope you're all having a good day, whatever time of day, to be honest. I will see you in the next video.